Now, President Trump continues to freak out about the possibility of being impeached for criminal behavior. What criminal behavior? Well, that would be obstruction of justice as well as doing campaign finance violations. Now, in some tweets, he quoted a constitutional lawyer as saying Congress would be unable to impeach him as they would, quote, be putting themselves above the law. That's very interesting. I'm going to tell you who that person is that he's quoting, but first, let's get to the tweet. And this was about Michael Flynn. He said, General Michael Flynn, the 33-year war hero who has served with distinction, has not retained a good lawyer. He's retained a great lawyer, Sidney Powell. Best wishes and good luck to them both, according to Mr. Trump. Okay, so now the reason that's important is that he's talking about an open case right now. And he goes on with a couple of subsequent tweets here. Now, the thing is that since this is an open case, this was an investigation, why is he chiming in on this? He's not supposed to be. That would be obstruction of justice. But how that relates to impeachment, of course, is that, well, apparently this quote from Alan Dershowitz that he quotes later on in that tweet thread said, Congress is unable to impeach me. Well, that's weird. Now, they said that Congress can't impeach because it would be putting themselves above the law, which is, I think, pretty hilarious as Republicans impeach Bill Clinton. Now, let me ask you, was that above the law? Was Congress putting themselves above the law when they impeached Bill Clinton with the Republicans? Of course not. But like I said, this is Alan Dershowitz, and he wrote, Congress cannot impeach President Trump, did nothing wrong, because if they did, they would be putting themselves above the law. The Constitution provides criteria for impeachment: treason, bribery, high crimes, and misdemeanors. Unless there is compelling evidence, impeachment is not constitutionally permissible. Now, I love how he thinks, oh, no, I'm a constitutional scholar, so obviously I know that as long as Republicans are leading impeachment, that's okay. That is permissible by the law. But when Democrats are, for actual crimes, then no, they are not able to impeach because he's a member of my team. Again, Alan Dershowitz, right? Defending Donald Trump consistently. Now, if somebody go back to the 1990s and tell Newt Gingrich and Ken Starr that, hey, turns out you're being above the law, and you need to stop that. Now, Trump, of course, instructed Michael Cohen to make hush money payments to Stormy Daniels, Karen McDougal. That's what this whole thing's about. Those are campaign finance violations. That's what his crimes are. And he has also broken the emoluments clause. And not only that, but he did obstruction of justice during the Mueller probe. And he appears to be attempting to do more obstruction of justice when it comes to Michael Flynn, talking about his lawyers. And apparently, according to The Independent, this is where it's kind of related, Mr. Trump's comments triggered immediate claims that the president's team may be attempting to interfere in the trial of Mr. Flynn. Coming a week after the release of an audio recording of the president's lawyer, John Dowd, requesting a heads up about Mr. Flynn's interactions with the Robert Mueller investigation. Oops. Uh-oh. Now, Brian Klass, a political scientist at University College London, said Mr. Trump's tweet, combined with the audio recording of Dowd's call with Flynn, is a blatant signal to Flynn and could amount to obstruction of justice. Now, on Wednesday, news came out that Flynn had hired Sidney Powell, right? Now, Sidney Powell, that is his new lawyer, is a fierce critic of Mr. Mueller's investigation and a conservative commentator who frequently appears on Fox News. So Trump says, oh, no, that's a great lawyer. That's exactly the kind of person you want. Hint, hint, if you're going to, of course, fight the charges against you. Whereas there is a lot of speculation that Flynn will retract his guilty plea and that he will fight this. Since, of course, Donald Trump got away with everything. And Donald Trump, of course, is still a fan of Mr. Flynn. Uh-oh, here we go. Now, Around the same time, the Justice Department released a transcript of a phone call from Mr. Dowd to Rob Kellner, Mr. Flynn's lawyer, in which Dowd sought information about his Flynn's discussion with Mueller. So, look, he can't help himself, right? Here we go. He's trying to obstruct justice. I mean, why not? He's getting away with it. I mean, Mueller punted this whole thing to Congress, and Nancy Pelosi is not going to do anything about it. Now, again, Trump flips out about impeachment, but in reality, the House is not even getting near impeachment, thanks to the weak Democrats, spineless Democrats. So now he's just going to continue with his obstruction to help out his friend Michael Flynn, and as well as all of his other friends who decided not to rat him out. They didn't become rats. They stayed loyal, unlike Michael Cohen. It is incredibly hypocritical of both Dershowitz as well as Republicans to say that we cannot impeach Trump over his actual crimes when they impeached Clinton over not doing crimes. As usual, the hypocrisy knows no bounds, and as for the Democrats, they will continue to allow Trump to get away with his crimes because they're weak and spineless. That sucks. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.